Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are things going? We do hope you are doing fine. We are coming from Group 5, Agribusiness Major, University Sriwijaya. In this occasion, we would like to present to you about adjective clause. But before that, let us introduce ourselves first. Okay, my name is Amelia Anggraini.
Hello, my name is Fradius Jatmiko.
I'm Arda from Isiragita.
I am Cindy Sabrina.
And now, let's move to the presentation. Do you know, guys, what is adjective clause? This is very important to understand for English grammar about adjective clause. An adjective clause is a dependent clause modifies a noun or pronoun on the independent clause. Word modify here means to describe or to give an information about the noun. So, we have dependent and independent clauses. What is clause? In a language, a clause is part of the sentence that constitutes or comprises a predicate. A typical clause consists of a subject and a predicate. The latter typically a verb phrase, a verb with any objects, and other modifiers. An independent clause contains a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. An independent clause is a sentence. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb, but no complete thought. Often dependent clause is marked by dependent marker word.
Well, I will continue this presentation. So, the characteristics of adjective clause are: first, same as other clauses, adjective clause must have subject and verb. The second one, adjective clause always preceded with relative pronoun, which are who, whom, whose, which, and that, and relative adverb, which are when and where. And the last characteristic of adjective clause is adjective clause give us a new information about noun. Now, I will give you more information about adjective clause marker. Do you know, guys, what adjective clause marker is? Well, I will explain to you. Adjective clause marker is the word that commonly used to initiate the adjective clause. So, what marker that we have to know in adjective clause? There are several connector or marker that we have to know in adjective clause. First, who, used for subject of people. Second, whom, used for object. Third, which, used for subject and object things. Fourth, whose, used for possessive or the noun. Fifth, when, used for time. Sixth, where, used for place. And the last one, that, used for person or the things. Well, I will explain to you about who. Who, as a relative pronoun, it is used if the noun is person or acts as either for subject or object in adjective clause. To make us more understand about this marker, so the formula to use this marker is relative pronoun, which is who, plus verb. So, if we want to use this marker, we can directly use verb after who. For example, James is the first person who helped the victims of the accident. We can see from the sentence, after relative pronoun who, there is a verb which is help. Who over there to describe, to explain the noun. So I will give the second example. Tata, who lives in Palembang, is my best friend. Tata as a subject described by who, and after who there is a verb which is lives. So that's why we can use who because after who there is a verb. Remember, to use a marker who, we can use the formula relative pronoun which is who plus a verb. Here, I will give the question to make us more understand about this marker. The baby blank 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 is crying in the clinic. Is the doctor daughter? Guess what? What marker that we can use from the sentence? So, from the sentence, we can use who because after blank 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 there is a verb which is crying. So that's why the answer is who. Next, let's jump to other marker. The second marker is whom. Whom as relative pronoun, it is used if the noun is person or X. Only for object in the adjective clause. The formula to use this marker is relative pronoun which is whom plus subject plus verb. For example, the boy whom you are met yesterday is Dina's son. Whom as a relative pronoun follow with subject which is you and met as a verb. That's why from the sentence we can use marker whom. The second example, the old lady whom her son visited looked happy. Whom as a relative pronoun and her son as a subject and visited as a verb, and whom over there to describe the object which is the old lady.
The next is which is used to replace subject and object in the form of object or other that humans. Can be in the form of goods, events, or animals. Example, the laptop is here. I am using it now. The laptop which I am using now is here. It's here replaced with and is here moved to the end. Was. Was is used in place of a possessive pronoun. Example, that is the girl, her boy stole my purse. That is the girl whose boy stole my purse. Her repeats was.
What do you know about where in the adjective clause? Yeah, where as a relative or verb in the adjective clause is used to describe the adjective clause as a place. The example, Jambi is a city where I was born. In this sentence, it explains that city is a subject component. And I have more example like I don't know where to go from here. Second, the problem is where will we go from here? Third, the town where he lived is collapsed by the tsunami. And now I will explain the when in adjective clause. When is the relative adverb which is used to show the time description. For example, the use of the relative adverb when as the prefix for the adjective clause is I still remember the day when we first met. In this sentence, explain that day is an object. And I have more example like I don't remember when she went into my room. Second, grandma likes to tell the story when she still became a nurse at World War II.
That as a relative pronoun is used to replace subject and object in adjective clause. To make us more understand about adjective clause marker that I have example. The first example, that for the subject. The contract is no longer valid. It was signed last year. And the correct sentence is, the contract that was signed last year is no longer valid. The second example, that for the object. The rat was in the kitchen. John saw it yesterday. And the correct sentence is, the rat that John saw it yesterday was in the kitchen.
Next, I'm gonna to tell you about adjective clause using preposition. We can use preposition before connector or marker in adjective clause. The example, the girl was helpful, I talked to her. To over there is preposition. So we can change this sentence to adjective clause become, the girl to whom I talked was helpful. The girl to whom, to as preposition and whom as relative pronoun, which is whom, put after preposition. The second example, the chair is hard, I'm sitting in it. Word in from the sentence is preposition. So we can change to adjective clause is, the chair in which I'm sitting is hard. In which, word in put before relative pronoun.
There are two types of adjective clause, restrictive and non-restrictive. And restrictive will be explained by my friend Cindy Sabrina. To Cindy Sabrina, I invite to you to explain the restrictive.
Restrictive. Restrictive. It is a clause that provides important or meaning information about a noun. This clause starts with a relative pronoun and does not require a comma. The following is relative pronoun. That womb for person, was for one, that is for object, where for the place, when for the time, why for the reason. Example, the girl standing there is a secret agent. The girl who is standing there is a secret agent. The girl is a woman, and the plus who. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. And now I want to explain about non-restrictive clauses. Non-restrictive clauses are the opposite of the restrictive clauses described by my colleague earlier. In non-restrictive clauses, it doesn't matter that adjective clauses are not included. In other words, the meaning of the independent clause of the sentence will not change even though it's not equipped with an adjective clause. The example, Hannah, whose dad is passed away 5 years ago, paid the college fees by herself. In this sentence, the adjective clause, whose dad is passed away 5 years ago, will not affect the meaning of the whole clauses. Even though the only written sentence was Hannah paid the college fees by herself, the listener could still understand the sentence. And I have more example like the man who is deeply religious goes to the mosque 5 times a day. And Harry Potter, whose parents were killed by Voldemort, went to Hogwarts.
We think that's all for our presentation.
Sorry for our mistake.
Thank you for watching.